Chapter 70th, Destiny. At exactly this moment, as if the universe decided to test how much more could be placed on this back before it broke, the Destiny story happened. We had an apartment in Toronto. Each of us had sold our property in Novosibirsk, and we had enough for a mortgage in Toronto. When we moved to the U.S., we rented it out, and at some point a woman named Destiny appeared there. In Russian, Sudba, fate, a prostitute, a squatter, a person who moved into someone else's apartment and refused to leave. Fate stole my apartment. Sometimes metaphors are too literal. It sounds like a joke, like a bad comedy script, but when I say refuse to leave, I mean literally. Toronto's laws protect tenants, even if the tenant is a squatter, even if they occupied the apartment illegally, even if there are human feces on the balcony and the doors and cabinets are ripped out because of their actions. She flooded the neighbors. The police took her away for having sex on our balcony and returned her. And I couldn't get into my own apartment. Couldn't. The law, COVID, courts dragged on. I had to hire lawyers from California, remotely. We lost a lot of money. Money we'd saved for years and earned through honest work. When Vanya told me about the situation, I jumped in, instantly, on autopilot, the way I jumped into every problem in my life. Saw a problem, fix it. Didn't ask myself, what do I feel? Didn't ask, do I even have the resources? The robot just switched on and took off. I couldn't sleep because of it. Lay down and couldn't close my eyes because revenge scenarios kept playing in my head. How I'd punish this woman, how I'd get the money back, how I'd restore justice. Obsessive thoughts, the kind that don't switch off, that loop like a broken record. She stole what's mine, she stole what's mine, I'm powerless, I can't do anything. Powerlessness, financial terror, revenge obsession to the point of lost sleep. Powerlessness. That was the feeling I knew best. Since 6 months. When mother isn't there and you lie unable to even turn over. When grandmother hits and you stand unable to leave. When grandfather doesn't protect and you can't ask. When Vanya screams and you can't answer. Powerlessness was my ambient state. Only I'd learned not to notice it because control was running on top. Control solved problems. Control moved forward. Control created the illusion that I wasn't powerless. And destiny shattered that illusion. Showed, you control nothing. You can't even enter your own apartment. Later in therapy, I would unpack the story and understand 2 things. First, I was angry at myself for jumping in, for taking on this problem the way I took on every problem my whole life, and arriving at suicidal depression. Second, I was angry at Vanya for allowing it, for not protecting, not the apartment, but me, for telling me the news and stepping aside as he always did, while I, as always, jumped in. But that understanding would come later. Back then I simply didn't sleep, didn't eat, counted losses, and hated a woman whose name, like a cruel joke, meant fate. And this became the second to last straw.